Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This is episode 4 of the Jennifer Watson Show, and we are talking about spirituality in your business. I mean, really, can you separate the two, or is it better to just merge them? And so we have Alex Voss here. She is amazing, awesome. She knows a lot about starting up a business and things of that nature. So if you're tuning in, definitely go ahead and drop something in the comment section, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. Let us know that you're here. You can start gathering up your questions and things of that nature. So before we get started, I am going to roll a little video clip thing here. I was really proud of myself. I kind of changed it. All right.
This video has been made possible by House of Oya Botanica, your one-stop shop for all of your spiritual needs. And if you're checking us out on Facebook, don't forget to heart, follow, and share this broadcast out. And if you are on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share as well. All right, thanks for tuning in, and on with the show.
All righty, you did good.
I had to run upstairs real quick, and I was trying to do it outside, do the voiceover, but my son kept knocking on the door like, "Ma, Ma!" And I'm like, "Shut up!" So I came upstairs. Right? Ain't that crazy? Oh my gosh. So, Alex, it is such a pleasure to have you on here today. I am so excited because I have been following you and we've had a chance to talk. You helped me out with some business stuff, your business level up marketing and business consulting. Did I have that right? I got that right.
You got it. You got it.
All right. So, Alex, just tell us a little bit about what you do, how you got in this, and just go from there.
So pretty much my business is strictly business consulting. How I kind of got into this is because there was a need for it. Like, I tried to start my first business in 2017, and there were so much lack of resources, so much questioning. And you know what? When you're building a business, everybody's like, run to YouTube. YouTube will teach you. And I'm on YouTube 8 videos in, down a whole nother rabbit hole where I'm like, no, I just got one question. So I finally end up calling some place that gave me a free consultation, explain the process to me, and then I'm like, oh, I would have been screwed if I did not find these people. But the place I called was all the way in Nevada. I'm like, we don't have any local resources. So here I am, making a business out of a business. I started to learn business more. Then I started taking classes, marketing. I went to school for law for a minute and dropped out of there, but that was the best decision. No regrets. And then business just became my thing. And me, this super Gemini Mercury, I need to know everything. I need to communicate everything. I have to be in the know. And the thing about me, if I don't know, I will go find it. I decided to become that resource for everybody, that business resource. And most of my experience and learning came from my clients. My clients will send me to research something. My clients will send me to go look into stuff, because business is nothing but research. Research, constantly trying to figure out how to make yourself better, constantly finding out new ways to revamp brand. It's constant research. So and as my business got more, once I started to see more needs for stuff, I learned about those needs and added those to my business services. So we offer marketing, we offer business plan structure, business credit. I'll have a few ebooks to start any small business. Small business is my thing. Absolutely love it. So everything is right on my website, and I make my consultations free. That way you know what you're getting into, because business isn't for everybody. So my consultations is free. That way you're not committed to anything, and you get a better understanding of business before you take that dive into it.
Yes. I see some people are checking in on YouTube. D Carter, what's up? Shannon old 5 line. Hopefully I don't know why the comments not popping up on the feed. Oh, wait, they are. I see it on my phone. But I see y'all. Hey, thanks for tuning in. So you said something that was really important. Lord, you said it. Business is not for everybody.
It's not.
So, like, let's just talk about that a little bit because I know for me, I don't know. I have been in business literally since I was 8. I was hustling candy in school. You know, I bought my first greenback lit cell phone in high school with hustling even more candy throughout. So, what are some of those characteristics that, I mean, especially with a lot of the small business owners that you've come across and talked to, like, what do they embody? And, like, also, too, what do they not embody? Like, how do you know they're going to fail? I know it might be bad, but that can help somebody else.
It's what I noticed with successful business owners and, you know, ones that start off from hustling. A lot of people start off as hustling. It's really how bad you want it. Your intentions are everything, because some people get in business like, oh, I'm going to make this much money. I don't have to work a 9 to 5 no more. This isn't like, things are just going to take off from the get go. When you're being intentional about it, you kind of set these expectations. So some don't work. What's next? Something don't work. What's next? You don't have them expectations where you're just everything's gonna happen overnight. It can't happen overnight, but it's the intentions, and what people kind of fail is being consistent. So not a consistency with there is no money. There is no money. If you're not consistency, there's no money. You can't, if you're not posting, we don't know you're there. If you're not posting content, we don't know you're there. If you're not letting people know your business exists, we don't there's no money. So being consistent, I see that all the time. People struggle with being consistent because people think, oh, I don't work a 9 to 5 anymore, I'm just gonna be a business owner. You go from working 8 hours from a job to I've done 16 hours sitting at the computer for business. So yeah, it's not, oh, I make my own schedule. It's a lot of footwork until you are at the space where you have other people running your business. I would love to go back to 8-hour shifts.
Right, girl. Yes. I was just, I think about this on a daily basis, and I'm sure a lot of other business owners do. It's like, oh my God, you have that one thought, like, what if I just go back to work? I mean, granted, it does quickly dissipate, but at the same time, when, thinking about working the 8-hour shift, yes, it's gonna, it does cross my mind. But then I'm like, but I still like my freedom. I still like to be able to, call off or, do whatever I want when I want. But yes, consistency is key. I know I struggle with consistency.
Ooh, I struggle with consistency.
Oh my God. And I think that's an ever evolving characteristic, especially as an entrepreneur, that is key number one. Everybody that's out there listening, if you have a business, want to start a business, thinking about starting it, consistency. Oh God, consistency.
Yes.
So like with the people that you come across, right? What are I guess what's like the number one thing that you see? And we're gonna connect it to spirituality in a second. I know I named that everybody. I know I named what I named it. So bear with me. I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay. Well, I don't know. What was I gonna say? Ah, crap! I got
you said something. You said something about what everybody the name stop.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and bring in the spirituality because I don't forgot what I was going to say. But before we get into that, I want everyone that is here, if you haven't already, definitely drop a comment, something down on YouTube, on Facebook. And if you're here too, and you have a business, drop those down in the links. We want to see who's out there. Okay. So you said earlier about small, like your focus is small business. Why is that?
Small businesses, I feel like we all start small somewhere. So small businesses is pretty much to be able to set you up from success from the beginning. I get clients all the time that have started business. Oh, I started business 2016, 17. Haven't paid taxes, haven't done, any renewals. They just started a business. So because of people just starting a business, did they lose out on funding? They lose out on grants. They've had a LLC for 7 years and have no business credit. So like nothing. So here I am, coming on and kind of leveling up your business. That's kind of the thing. Level up your business. What did you do wrong? A lot of people, because of the lack of resources, lack of knowledge, like we don't learn business stuff in school. We don't even learn taxes in school. So I think people when they try to do the business route on their own, or if they do it on their own, they don't know what's required. It's just because they find themselves down Google's rabbit hole or YouTube rabbit hole. So by coming to me, I'm letting you know, here's what to expect. Here's the expectations. If people who already have businesses, hey, here's how to set up your business credit. What's going on with your banking relationships. Let's rebrand your products because, you might have outdated methods. So that is what we're here for.
Outdated man. Girl, them taxes, I ain't gonna lie. I hate it. I'm just doing 2022 and I asked my accountant, I was like, can you please make sure to try to get me down as low as possible? God knows, because I don't like paying them. I really love refunds. I did. Anyhow, so okay. Now, we talked about those things that people need to do that's in their everyday business, but now let's bring it over to the spirituality part, because I know for me, and you can talk a little bit about how you feel about this too. I know for me, spirituality has just been embedded in me since I was early teen. So somehow I just ended up making a business out of it. But I have found that in other avenues and things that I have thought about doing and wanting to do that's outside of the scope of spirituality, I find myself, trying to dig in that deep part of who I am to feel if it's right, to feel, my way along and things of that nature. And also too, speaking to my guides and asking them, what should I do and how should I do it? So like for you, especially in helping other businesses, that's just me. But for you, how do you incorporate any of your own spiritual journey into the businesses that you work with, or do you keep it separate? And if you do incorporate it, like, what do you do? Like, how do you move people along on the business aspect, but also like, come on, hurry along.
So in regards to spirituality, I feel like sometimes it depends on the business who I'm talking to. It's really an energetic thing. Like when I pick up on, like when I speak to my clients, I know what kind of energy they're on. If they're more accepting to like my spiritual wisdom, then okay, here it is. Here's how to go about it. If I find people more like, just kind of standoffish or just I don't get that energy from them, but I kind of go with the flow with it. But when I incorporate my spiritual practices with business, when I'm talking directly to clients, usually it's just in the form of just wisdom and advice. Just letting them know, like, hey, before you go telling the world your business, keep it on the low. Let things come into fruition first, then go tell everybody. Because don't tell everybody your plans now, and then you know how that goes when you speak it out in the universe before you even are working on it. That could, bring blockages, and I just let people know, keep it quiet, be mindful of their investments and stuff like that. And another thing I do, I tell people, my business owner, to journal everything. I'm always sending them templates. I'm usually sending out templates. I'm usually sending out some type of business plan, something that gets them in that mindset, not realizing they're actually manifesting, not realize they're actually putting energy into their company by giving them these templates. These templates are you writing down your goals. Okay, where do you want to be 3 months from now? But what are you doing to get 3 months from now? What are you doing to hit these goals? Don't realize that they're literally manifesting.
We were talking earlier that she has a long-haired chihuahua,
and here he goes barking.
That looked like, and he was like, "I'm here." I understand.
Yep. He had to let everybody know he was here.
So okay, yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But you're good. He think he's here. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I send a lot of like templates, and people don't realize they're journaling. The ones who do, I guess my clients, they know. But then I get some people that don't realize, how much the journaling helps. Then when they're writing down their goals, 3 months from now, they can see, okay, this is what I did to reach this goal. It worked. If it didn't work, back to the drawing board, more journaling, go in the other directions. Because when you first start a business, we got this idea. This is how it's going to go. This is what's going to happen. Then you get into it like, whoa, hold on. This is not what I expected.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
expect the unexpected.
And really, to add to that, just saying, expect the unexpected, the best way to do that is to really just go with the flow. Because a lot of times when we find ourselves pushing against the grain, now, don't get me wrong, owning a business can there can be challenges that pop up. And sometimes you do have to work on those challenges, but that doesn't mean that you're not going with the flow, the energy
Right.
flow. If you go with the flow, things will come up, clarity will come, God knows. And just kind of go from there. But okay, so when what are some what are some tips that you can give people, especially again your background and working with all these small business owners? What are some tips that you can give people that are watching to how to incorporate the spirituality to make it easier in owning a business, or will it help? I don't know.
Cleanse, 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 cleanse. I'm telling what I mean cleanse. I mean get rid of people, get rid of old ideologies, get rid of expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of anybody who no longer serves you purpose, because when you find yourself, you associate. Some people don't want their businesses aren't thriving because who they associate themselves with. People end up getting blockages, don't even know why. Just cleanse. You just never know who's throwing weird energy at you and your business. I found that happening to me before. My money just seems stagnant. Sales seem stagnant. Do a cleanse and whoop, the money's back flowing. You never know what energies is working against you. You never
I
people
got
you
something to
least
say on that.
expect. People you least expect will be throwing energy at you. Like people, I've literally lost best friends, people I knew since I was a kid, because they see me thriving in their business, and instead of getting on the train, it's more of a jealousy, or they'll speak ill, like, well, why would you do that with their business, or why would you? This is where it comes to telling people your plans. There's so much that, but cleansing is so important. That's my main thing. Be mindful of who you're engaging with. Take breaks. You gotta re-energize. Some to change your energy. That way, you expect this. That's why when things go wrong, you know how to get right back to it. Because with business, everything goes wrong. Your website can be down a day. You might have a bad month. Just sit down and recharge, because when good old Mercury hit next month,
right,
phone's gonna be down, internet, social media is gonna be down. Take that time to recharge, make a backup plan, and relax, take a break.
Man, that cleansing part that you said, as far as you don't know where, man, yes, I have recently come into that. Well, it's a couple of times where I came into that knowledge that, so I won't name the person. I know exactly who it is. But yeah, all that shit going right on back. No matter how much they try to copy what I'm doing.
Definitely.
So yes, definitely cleanse. Road opening work. I know you did a road opening ritual just recently. So tell me, were you doing it for clients or just anybody that needed assistance?
Usually it'd be how I feel things. Sometimes when I'll do group rituals when I feel like it's a collective that can benefit from it. Sometimes you get the moments, you got your stuff you do for yourself, of course. But then once I feel like I'm doing a collective, or if I'm doing something where I'm giving back to nature, then I'm more opposed to doing a group ritual. And I love group roll openers. The energy from my roll openers, is so just, I don't know. And I never do two of the same roll openers. I love trying different roll openers. But yeah, roll openers help remove those blockages again. Remove things that no longer serve you any purpose. Kind of open doors that you didn't realize were there, or you get better clarity to see those doors you've been missing. So I love a good roll opener.
I know that's right. And so that brings me to seeing those doors that you might have been missing opportunities. So what I have found, and this is just through my experience, I have found that some people aren't always aware of the opportunities that they may present themselves, or some people are a little bit more laid back and allow the opportunities to come to them, when really and truly you need to be creating your own opportunities, and especially allowing that road opener work to help push you and propel you forward to either see, to see the opportunities, but then also to create them when needed. So road opening work is ridiculously important. Oh my goodness. I'm going to tell you. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, definitely roll opener work. But I do roll opener before I do any work. I always tell people do a roll opener before they do any kind of money work, any kind of business work, because the roll opener just makes everything it just heightens everything.
It sure does. And it's funny because I'm getting ready to do another road opener work after I did some return and sender work. So I get it. All right. So let me go ahead. Oh, I see. Hey, Serenity, checking in on YouTube. If y'all are watching again, go ahead and definitely drop a hey or something in the comments on YouTube and Facebook. And if you have a business that you want to advertise, go ahead and throw it in the comments. You know, we all in here to support each other, because being a small business owner, especially when you're a solopreneur, you know, you want to take advantage of all the opportunities that you can get to let everybody know you're there.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So what else do you think would be helpful for anyone that's out there watching that may be thinking or have one? Like, what other tips and tidbits, and especially linking it to how you can help them?
I tell everybody, write everything down. Journal, same thing, like journaling.
Oh, yeah.
So writing everything down. Okay, what is your business plan? Why are you going into business? Like, everybody has different intentions of why they're going to business, whether they don't want to work anymore. Some people have this, they're turning hobbies into a career, whatever you want to do, but just be intentional. Write down your goals. What are you getting from this? What do you expect from this? Where do you see yourself a few years from now? Things like that, like intentional writing. Let me tell you, my journal, I write about everything in my journal. Like, I can show you my journal is every day, from everything I write in here. Okay, let's talk about business. Let's talk about money work. What do we want to do? Start prioritizing. Keep a journal on you, because all your ideas are on there. If you need to go back, and then sometimes I'll go read my journal entries from 2021, 2020, and then compare them now. But like, oh, you see the growth. Like, oh my God, that was me. You can see your growth. I use my journal to monitor my growth and to kind of keep my thoughts just kind of on paper, because I have 1,000 thoughts a minute. A lot of people don't know, like, I'm on the spectrum, the longer having ADHD, so my mind is constantly glowing. So I'm just now getting more into journaling more and more, because it needs to go out on paper. But put everything in paper just puts it in a better perspective. You're being intentional. I'm telling you, and the more you journal about it, you're literally find yourself manifesting. Like this house I just moved in, I literally just moved a week and a half ago.
Yes.
I literally in May, I remember the retrograde broke me down so much in May. I was writing down, like, I'm ready to move. I want a new house. My neighbors were annoying me. Then I had like issues with the kids down the street. It was just a mess. Like, and you know me, I'm putting salt outside the door. I'm blessing my house, and it was just so much chaos. I was running overdrive in protection rituals at my house because it was just so chaotic. I'm like, I gotta move. So then, you gotta be open. Now you gotta be open and receptive to moving and preparing yourself for your blessings. You gotta prepare for your blessings. Same with business. Journaling helps you prepare for your business. You're writing down what you need, what you're gonna get, your budget, your money, your goals. It's preparing you for it. That way, when it comes, you know what to do with it. Don't be like me in the beginning of business. In the beginning of business, people just buying up everything and, putting everything, let me get a website and spending all this money, and then don't sell a thing, or 4, 5, 6 down the line. You don't even hear business. I see businesses start up all the time and get nowhere. And I hate that. But you can't rush the process. When you're doing stuff like this, you can't think about time, when it's going to come or how it's going to come. If you're being intentional, it's going to come.
There's no other choice. It's funny that you mentioned about people starting. So like, I know at one point in time, and sometimes I still have to check myself now. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this. And then, but really I started my Etsy shop with what items I had around me that was close. So I would buy boxes one at a time from the dollar store. I would buy them by the bulk, but it wasn't that I wasn't putting the energy to having to buy things by the bulk. It was just that I was meeting myself where I was at that time with the intention of, being able to do what I wanted to do now. And also too, gosh, I've been having brain farts all day. I was gonna say something else. I have my journal downstairs. Oh man, I should have brought it up here so I could show everyone. Because yes, that writing is super important. I will write notes all day long. I carry my notebook with me every time. If ideas pop up, I'll write it down just so I can make sure I don't forget it, because my memory is not that great. But also too, just inspiring people to, really and truly understand that, like you said, be cognizant and aware of where you are now in order to get to where you want to go, because that in time, like time doesn't exist. So like if you think it's going to jump off now, you can to a certain extent, but don't give yourself anxiety behind it, because then anxiety and the worry and the fear comes behind that. But know that yes, it can happen now. However, at the same time, be realistic of where you are. That's how manifestation starts. So we got a comment here. I find that as soon as you have an idea and you bring it up, that's when people say you can't don't have the skills of, or ask why we give them a degree. Oh girl, yes, you reminded me, coming back to that, letting some people go. I'll tell you this. There are two things you don't, well, I don't know. Can I curse? You don't fuck with me on. It's my money and my family. You come for me on one of them, I am not an evil person or a mad person or an angry person, but I promise you I will get you on that. But yes, those people, if people are coming into in your life like that, that are not for your, that are not leveling you up. You like how I did that, right? Then you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I always tell people that spiritual hygiene and business is important, because I find myself, I always do return to senders, because you never know who is throwing energy at you. And then it's funny, because as soon as you do a return to sender, then you see people who have around you having issues, and or they're falling back, and you like, oh, okay. And I do them all the time with keeping up with the spiritual hygiene. It helps protect any blockages, anything being thrown your way that we're not aware of, the known and unknown, sending it right back. But then it helps, for those months where we have bad months. Sometimes we have bad days, bad months, bad years. But with business, you'll find a lot more of it, because like right now, there's a shift in the economy, and as business owners, you can feel it. Because when everybody during the pandemic, when people had money, people were getting PPPs and unemployment, and I was getting booked. I was getting busy. The money never stopped. But then now that the money slowed up, it's like back to school time, it's the summertime. You see the money slowing up. So, doing spiritual practices, doing little money rituals here and there. That way, money comes from sources unknown, known. Next you know, you're getting, a bulk order from somebody, or next you know, you're getting booked outside the city, outside the state. So, spiritual hygiene is important. Doing a road opener on your business, doing protection rituals on your business. Do what you got to do.
So let's talk a little bit about competition. So I know that let me kind of back this up. And I think it's just because of the field that I work in, the products that I provide, because there are a lot of people, and I talked about this actually in a YouTube video, maybe about 4 years ago, where spirituality was becoming trendy, right? And so because of that trend, you see a lot of people that are, starting businesses in the field and things of that nature. And yes, some of them last and some of them don't. But then, of course, from the business perspective, you go, okay, let me go see what they're doing, if they're on my level, and if they are, let me see what they're doing, because research, right? We got to research and see what people are doing. But I know for me, the research and the competition that I see, there's a couple other two people. Anyway, the competition as I see, I don't feel it as like they're a competitor, I need to, zone in on them and bring them down. What I see is, okay, that's awesome, great. They did this, they're doing this. Let me see how I can, add my piece of the whatever to the pot so that people can purchase. But then two, on top of that, I don't see them as, digging into my pockets, because then we're limiting the universe and whatever the universe is to provide. So just talk a little bit about, how if you've come across people talking about competition and, some of the limiting beliefs that they have and how to overcome them.
Yes. My thing I always tell people, there is enough money out here for everybody. Like, I see competition, especially when you live in smaller towns, smaller cities. You see people getting, you can see the competition, and sometimes I really hate to see it. Like I said, it's enough money out here for everybody, but not only that, in moments where we would make more coming together, you see people being competitive, being shady towards other businesses, and I hate it so bad. And I've had it on my own. Before I got more into business consulting, there was a girl who she did business consulting, and only reason I started looking into my competitors is because when you find yourself writing business plans, an actual business plan, and you have to look into your competitors. You want to look at your competitors, what they're doing differently from you, what they're doing the same as you, how are they marketing themselves, what areas, who is their target audience. That way you can kind of know how to align yourself, and okay, if they're hitting this area, let me hit this area, or if they're targeting this, let me target this. Or if we find ourselves targeting the both, then it's just it'll be a preference thing, or you can find yourself working with that person. Like, I had a time where I had an overflow of people, and I'm like, okay, well, who can I send my people to? Who can I trust? And I had the one girl I seen who does it. I was like, let me send some clients over to her. So I reached out to her, had a conversation with her to reach out, send some clients her way. Plus, she does taxes. I do not do taxes. I was like, this is perfect. She can provide financial insight. And then down the line, like, I was sending clients to her, then I realized she wasn't like responding to my clients' needs and stuff like that. I was like, okay, never mind. Let me start referring her. But then she was acting weird towards me, sending weird energy my way. And I realized she started watching everything I did. And I didn't notice it. Other people were noticing. They were telling me like, hey, you said something about not doing taxes, and now she's only doing taxes. Like, it was wild. So I guess she didn't like it. And then I found it became like a stalker type issue. Like, she was watching everything I did. Yes. And then I found out she was like harassing me from like one of her cousin's pages. She was writing bad reviews on Google. Oh my God. Yes. And it was crazy. She had all the time. And it was crazy because I'm like, if you was putting this much energy into your business,
right,
like you were into me, you'd be successful. Right. And like I said, I didn't mind working with her, but then I seen that she was, she wasn't keeping up to the expectations I was holding for her. And I hated it because everybody, was like, oh, she wouldn't do nothing. She's such a sweet girl. And then I'm like, you seeing with this on this end, but energetically, nope. And I started seeing it all. But things like that, you kind of stay focused on your business. Only time you worry about competition is when you're building your business plan, when you're trying to look at numbers, look at analytics, comparing yourself to other business strategies and stuff like that. That is the only time I feel like we should be worried about, competition. But there's somebody out there always gonna think, oh, well, why'd you buy from her? Why'd you buy from them? And that energy you just can't align yourself with, which it happens. It's going to happen. I see it all the time. I get people who run to me like, oh my God, I need an LLC. I need a trademarking done because somebody's trying to steal my idea. There'll be people out there trying to steal your ideas. They're like, forget competing with you. I'm going to be you. And that happened when spirituality at one point was trending. We've seen a lot of TikToks of like these newborn, like these, baby witches, they were calling themselves. They were like putting, showing a spell work and stuff like that. And I was just like, don't do that. No, you doing what with those lemons? Like, you couldn't believe you. But then that's where, when it comes to business and practices, you got to use discernment.
Yes, I know. Like, for me, I like my competitor is really good with sending out emails, and I subscribe their email list, but that's only so I could research again, not to do anything crazy.
research.
So I can get better on emails. I should have sent it out the other day and I didn't. But anyhow, so I can get better on emails and things. And again, I cannot stop reiterating is that when you limit yourself, as far as competition is concerned, you're limiting the amount of money that can flow because you're putting a cap on it, and you cannot put a cap at all.
Nope.
So yes. Oh my goodness. That's really good. I'm telling you, I probably should start preparing these notes for shows, but I don't. I like to wing it. And so I have mine. I forget stuff. But anyhow, all right. So let me tell y'all real quick before we even go. I have a Get Business oil that I would love for you to. I'm gonna pull it up here. Hold on. I don't know what happened. I'm not technical. I'm trying. Okay, I think it. Yeah. There it goes. Okay, Get Business oil. So again, if you have a business, if you're starting one, if you want to just get a little boost in your pre-existing business, then you can definitely check out that QR code that's down there. This is one of my top sellers. This particular link is going to go to my personal site, but I do have plenty, over I think 10, 11,000 different reviews on Etsy. So if you want to read them, just go to Etsy. You can buy from wherever, I don't care. But so I will tell you this real quick, Alex, before we get ready to wrap up, is that you have definitely given a lot of good advice, and especially inspiring people to just jump out there and do it, right? Just start.
You do. Just start somewhere. I don't start like me because I operate better under chaos. If you don't operate under chaos, take your time.
Yes. My goodness, yes. And if you would like to support this stream, I am throwing up my Cash App down there because I am a full-time entrepreneur and this is how I feed my family. I pay my bills and all that other stuff, but that is there. And if you're interested in reaching out to Alex to get yourself squared away and organized, I have her information that is down here below. It'll come back around here in a second, where you can contact her at her email, but then you can also visit her website. That's in the ticker. That's the word I was going to say. Ticker down below. And then you can also follow her on Instagram and Facebook, and that'll come scrolling around here in a second. But I wanted to tell you real quick before we wrap up, where you dropped out of law school. I wanted to be a lawyer too, but the LSAT told me, So the score was low. So I was like, yep, nope, not going to do it. So I get it.
I took the LSATs twice and it wasn't bad. The LSATs wasn't bad. I did a year. No, I not even a full year. I did my first L1 that it was terrible. It was terrible. And you know what's crazy? I never told too many people about my experience, but I dealt with racism, power struggles. It was tough. And it was maybe like 8 Black people in my class. Most of them were like, Africans and foreigners. And you're competing, law school can be competitive. There's a ranking. And them white boys were not having it. When you outbeat them, it plays a part in their ego and stuff like that. They made my life a living hell. I could write a book. I'm going to end up writing a book about it.
Really? Oh my God.
Yeah, law school was like punishment. I went through a whole, on top of going through a whole, Lord have mercy, on top of going through a whole spiritual awakening, that was probably the wildest time of my life. But no regrets.
I see a comment. All your oil works. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it, buddy.
That's a fact. That oils, I use my Get a Job oil to get clients and stuff.
Yeah.
And your roll opener, that was the truth.
Thank you. I appreciate you all. Now, don't forget to hit Alex up. Let her help you. I have been in contact with her. She has helped me personally, so I can vouch. I'm not just bringing anybody on there. I like to talk and vouch for people, especially like that whole referring people. I refer people out too, and especially after my mom died, I was pregnant. My water broke earlier. I was like, here. So I had a whole list of people, but some of them I was like, girl, 2021 was that year for me.
It was. Okay, so it wasn't just me.
It was like, okay, I'm just going to back out and not talk to anybody. So I don't have to. So yes. But God sent, oh, thank you, no mistake, test lessons. Yes, ma'am. I completely, 100% agree with you. All right, y'all. Well, it was a pleasure to sit here and talk to you, Alex. I really am thankful for your time and the opportunity to chat
Thank
with
you guys, and thank you for having me. I'll be back.
Yes. All right, y'all. Until next time, next week, we're talking about something else. I forget. I'll get better with that. But I will see y'all next week on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you later.